Welcome to another episode of the Bama Beat. I'm your host KJ, and we finally heard from Kalen Deboer about the transfer portal, firing Coach Kap, getting Coach Clem as the offensive line coach, the new players coming in, the offense, the defense, and to start, obviously we want to hear about the offensive line. Now I have not done a episode since we got Coach Clem, and to be honest, I thought Coach Kap was going to be the offensive line coach because of how long we waited to fire him. He was part of the transfers coming in. He was taking pictures with those guys. He was a part of the recruiting process. Like, that's why I thought he would still be the coach. But Kalen Deboer said he was still weighing options at that time. That's why it took so long. And he ultimately said he got rid of Coach Kap, and it's a whole lot of new faces in there, new O-line coach. So it's a fresh start, basically. Now, with Coach Clem, I feel like hiring Coach Clem was the biggest thing for Kalen Deboer this offseason because this offensive line has to be better. Has to be. So I feel like he took his time, he weighed his options, and he got Coach Clem. If you don't know who that is, he's a Super Bowl champion. I think 3-time Super Bowl champion with the Patriots. He coached the Patriots offensive line. He coached the Steelers offensive line. He was with Oregon. He recently was with USC. And when it comes to offensive line coaches, even all these position coaches, it's all about what way can you get these players to play in this system? Because you might be good as an offensive line coach in this system over here or that system. It's all about how it will look in Kalen Deboer and Ryan Grubb's system. So I'm not going to say it's going to be amazing. I'm not going to say it's going to be bad, but hopefully they start off early. We have a lot of new faces. We have a lot of new people in that room, including the offensive line coach. So hopefully while they in the weight room right now, they going outside, on air, just trying to get used to each other, figuring things out, and then learning the playbook. And I do think this offensive line is going to carry this team to wherever they want to go. Because last year, if we had some type of a running game that was consistent, we did all of this stuff going to the Rose Bowl, being the number one team in the SEC, bouncing back, winning so many ranked games without a running game. We really didn't have a running game. And then our offense got stagnant towards the end of the season, and we couldn't do much. And that also was Ty Simpson being hurt and things like that. So it's not all on the offensive line. Everybody has to be better. But we cannot have an offensive line play the way we played this past season. And it is what it is. There's no excuses. None. You went and got a reworked offensive line. You got your offensive line coach. You got the same Ryan Grubb offensive coordinator. You're going to have your quarterback, whether it's Keelan Russell, Austin Mack, or somebody else. It won't be Jalen Miro. It won't be Ty Simpson. It will be a quarterback you had a part in signing to Alabama. So it is going to be a huge year for this offense, and it starts with the offensive line. And I'm glad he made a change because if you have any doubts about it, go get somebody else. Just like everybody talked about the offensive line, and then the players left, and they said, what are we doing? And when they got a lot of players, whether they going to start, be backups, whatever, they're going to battle it out. But I hope the offensive line is starting early because, like I said, it's so many new faces, and it's going to take time. It might take time early on in the season, but it will take time. You will have a new quarterback. And Kalen Deboer said with the quarterbacks, he would love to go into the season knowing who his quarterback is going to be, but that's not the case right now. You basically going to have a battle between Keelan Russell, Austin Mack, and if somebody else, show up, it might be one of those guys, but right now we feel like Keelan Russell, Austin Mack, and with an offense line that's brand new, basically, offensive line coach that's brand new, basically, a new starting quarterback, it's going to be his challenges. They will have challenges. The thing that can help this team early on is being able to run the football. With the returning players we have, with the new players we have, I believe we have the talent in the running back room. We just need to be able to block and be very physical up front and push people the other way. Don't get pushed this way, push people the other way. And I hope Coach Clem does an amazing job at that. I hope all these players that's coming in, I hope they do an amazing job, but this offensive line cannot be the same offensive line we had last year. So Kalen Deboer went on and talked about Ron Williams. He asked about Coach Nix, who is the new receiver coach. We also have a new receiver coach, came from Auburn. And he said that Ron Williams, he feel like he gonna have a big year. And I feel the same way. I feel like Ron Williams, no matter what y'all say about him, he did not have the year we thought he would have. Did he have a terrible year? No. People act like he went out there and didn't do anything. No, he didn't produce like we wanted him to. But I do think, because I feel like, I don't know Ron Williams personally, but if anybody want to perform for Alabama and get Alabama to a championship and win a championship, it's Ron Williams. He got it tatted on him. It's Ryan Williams. He wants to be great at Alabama. Now, will it happen? He just got to put the work in. Now, I do believe he got the talent and all that. That's why I'm rooting for him, and I do think he'll have an amazing season next year, and he's going to bounce back. But we just got to, lock in. Coach Nix, Ron Williams, Lazia Brooks, and everybody else that's out there, Sadarian Morgan, Meadows. I think we have the talent. We just got to put it all together. So hopefully Coach Nix can lock in with Ron Williams. But I do think this year, I don't know if he probably working his you-know-what off right now. He don't want to drop a pass again. You know what I'm saying? If we move him back to the outside, I think that'll be amazing for him. But I don't know what the case is going to be. But Ron Williams will have a better year this year coming up. Now, there's a lot of fans that think that, Ron Williams is done. Is that our receiver one? Yes, it is. I believe. If anybody should support him, it's us. We know last year it wasn't the best season. It wasn't what we thought it would be. But with Coach Nix and the fact that Ron Williams, I believe he's a very hard worker and wants to be better and wants to be the number one receiver and want to go out there and, make big plays for Alabama, he going to bounce back. Whatever he needs to work on, I'm pretty sure he's working on it. You got Sadarian Morgan, who I'm very high on, who I went and watched at high school at Benjamin Russell. He got the size. He got the catch radius. I'm very excited to see what they do with him. Lazia Brooks, we know how he looked. Meadows, he played very good up to the point where he got hurt. And we really didn't see a lot of him. He's a very tall, fast receiver. We have players. Rico Scott is still there. But we just got to put it all together. And then on defense, he talked about how, we got basically everybody in the back end. They all came back. Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb. You got DeJohn Lee, Xavier Brown. Linebacker-wise, we're going to see how it works. Defensive line-wise, we're going to see how it works. We got some good players. We got some players, I believe, like Hill, I think is going to be amazing. We got some players out there that I think is going to be good. Now, like I said, the cornerback, DB, I think that's set in stone. Other than that, we really got to see what the moving pieces are going to be. Who's going to be the starters? Who's going to be the rotational pieces? But, like I said, we have what we need. He went and got transfer portal offensive lineman. He went in there and got defensive lineman. He went and got a linebacker that I really like from Virginia Tech, Caleb. I like that pickup. But now it's about doing the work now. He said he hasn't been back to Tuscaloosa yet. He out there doing, what he doing, recruiting and all those things. But he said everybody in the weight room already. And it's time to get ready. And I do feel like that offensive line room, I'm pretty sure they out there, working right now, talking to each other, at each other room, going to eat, whatever. It's time to build that chemistry. Before you even step on the field, y'all got to be some type of, cordial. Y'all got to have chemistry. New O-line coach, he's had plenty of experience, man. On the NFL level, the college level, it's all about putting it together. And Ryan Grubb, like I said, y'all will have the quarterback that y'all want. Whether it's Keelan, Austin Mack, or somebody else, you will have that quarterback. It's all about putting them in the right position. Ty Simpson went through a lot last year, and he played amazing. He got hurt. Let's not put Keelan Russell and Austin Mack through the same thing Ty Simpson went through. Let's not be one-dimensional. And all you can ask for as a fan of Alabama is for them to try to improve step by step. The first step is getting the players. The first step is going out there and getting the transfer portal players. The first step is going out there and getting Coach Kap gone and getting another offensive line coach to try to help that. They've done the work on the outside. Now it's all about putting it all together. You basically have your roster set in stone. I don't think it's another transfer portal window. They did the work. And I want to give Kalen Deboer, Courtney Morgan, Ryan grew up. Anybody that helped getting those transfer portal players, anybody that helped getting the players to come to Alabama, I give them a lot of credit because they did the work. That was the first step. Going out there and reworking your offensive line, getting the players that you wanted, getting the players that you think gonna fit your scheme, going out there and getting Noah Rogers, going out there and getting the D linemen, the linebackers. Like, they did that part. The way it started, when everybody was saying, "What are we doing? We're not getting nobody." And then a wave of Alabama got this player, that player. They did that work. Now it's time for the strength and conditioning. Time for the coaches to get in the room with their players. And then when the spring comes, put it together. Throughout the summer, make sure it's getting intact. In the fall, make sure y'all ready to go. That's where it's at right now. They did the work as far as to start the offseason. You got the player signed. Now, some players we didn't get. Hollywood Smothers, he left. Everybody talk about Cam Coleman. I didn't think he was coming. And there's a couple more players that we thought we could have got. We didn't get them. But the players we have right now, it's time to get to work. And I can't wait to see it. So I got a lot of confidence in Kalen Deboer. I have a lot of confidence in what we got. But it's all about putting it together. I'm glad we got to hear from Kalen Deboer and what he had to say about the transfer portal. Getting Coach Clem. The players that's coming back. He's speaking highly of Ryan Williams. And I feel like we got what we need. And we're going to see, as fans, 8-day game, whether they do the traditional or it's just a practice or whatever. We're going to see. But I have high hopes for this team. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That's the update on Kalen Deboer, transfer portal people coming in. He said they in the weight room right now. So hopefully we starting right now what we can see in the fall. What we can see trying to get a championship. Getting that offensive line and getting an offensive line coach was the first thing for us. And we got it. See y'all soon. Roll Tide. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And like I said, I got a lot of hope.